What do you think about making the educational institutions, corporate sectors, government offices aware about your community and a necessity to create an inclusive approach?
It's very much important to whatever the areas you have selected. It's very important because education institute we need for inclusion in education. If we will be educated in higher education, then only we can progress. And the corporate government offices, like you said, corporate who will create jobs and employment, then they need to be sensitized. They need to be aware and they need to be inclusive. And government officials and departments for sure, because the rights and entitlement can be only ensured when they are sensitized and they are proactive and they are taking initiatives and action. So but it will be very important to sensitize, to aware, and not just to sensitize and aware, also to make a holistic approach to bring implementation of programs and policy change, and taking action for sure in real ground. That will be very important.
So at the time when people are talking so much about gender and the transgender community, so there has been a blow in Russia where Vladimir Putin has just he has stopped and has called the transgender community an extremist community in this 21st century. So do you think it's fair and like what are your views on it?
It's not fair for sure. And it's not just Russia. There are other countries who has been doing this, and it's against human rights.
Yeah.
So this country needs to hear that it's against human rights what they are trying to do. And but with conservative people, rising to power and holding power, this is a really scary moment for every one of us. And it's not just about, when I'm saying every one of us, I'm saying every one of us is a human. Because what I believe, if one person is also not safe, then I am also not safe. No, we are not safe. Tomorrow it may come to me, it may come to you, right? So what I want to say that, and that is to in another country, but in our country also we have a long way to go. There are policies, there are laws which are progressive, which are changing, but we need to make more progress. So yeah, and I hope that all over the world, everyone will be safe. It's not just in Russia LGBTQ community, but think about the people, the children, the women, everyone who is suffering in Gaza,
Yeah.
who is suffering in Ukraine and any other places where it's conflict zone. Think about Manipur, right? So every one of us needs to be safe.
Yes. As the Associate Vice Chairperson of State Transgender Welfare Board in the Government of Assam, what are the main roles and what are the main needs government have evaluated for the transgender community?
So in Assam, of course, central governments and the central laws recommendation, this board has been set up, and board's responsibility is to oversee the work of the government. In Assam, the government has taken an initiative for a shelter home, and there are some other provisions. For example, awareness within the government departments has been taking place. Also, but what we can say that not so much of efforts has been made so far. We need more fund allocation, because any work you want to do, you will need resources. And I'm saying that fund allocation within government department. For example, in livelihood missions, we need funds so that you can have interventions for skill development and employment for the trans community. In education, so that we can have scholarships, we can have reservations, the horizontal reservations, and in other departments, so that they can be employment. So these are a lot of things we need to do, and I think it's a good start that we have a welfare board, and in other states also we have departments are coming forward to do more work, because which now separate department like Department of Social Justice and Empowerment, there is more scope to do for the community, and I hope we can progress more. Yeah.
And so that today's you've already given a good speech on it, but for the interview thing we're just taking it. As for the gender identities in this century, what are the main objectives and main difficulties that come up for the transgender community?
There is
There are a lot, but
yeah,
just a summary.
yeah. No inclusion in educations, no opportunity in higher educations, no jobs, employment issues are there. There are concerns of livelihoods, there are health concerns. There is no transformative or peer formative healthcare systems, and everywhere. So if you can see, so we, but mainly, if you ask me, so I'll highlight for sure, of course, education, livelihood, healthcare. These are few things I want to say that we need to do priority basis work now. And then safety and protection for sure, because we have been hearing on everyday basis that trans people are dying and their killings are happening. So our community has to be safe and protected. So,
You've talked about gender neutral toilets, and you've also come up an idea for the university. What are your views on it?
oh, it's must. We need to have, because as we are saying that we are going ahead with gender neutral society and we are thriving for it, then we have to change our infrastructure. And university is a space where we can start with, because university is supposed to be a progressive space where for everyone in there is a space. So why not a gender neutral space? Now people may say, "Oh, it will be difficult to maintain it," but then you go to some restaurants. If there is only one washroom, then it's a gender neutral washroom. Everyone can go, right? And it's about us how we are shifting our mindset with students, with faculty, with admin within the university. And there are other universities and colleges who has introduced the idea of gender neutral washroom, and it's running successfully, and students are really happy, and that matters.